Hello and welcome back to the Donut Club podcast. My name is Aidan, and this week I am joined by my co-hosts, starting with Evan.
Hello there.
After him, we got Hunter.
Hello there.
And finally, Teigan. So, we live in the era of technology. Everything is everywhere. Once you put something on the internet, it doesn't go away. Someone's got it saved somewhere, or it's in the cloud somewhere. That is obvious. The internet is a vast expanse where we can share pictures, funny videos, news even. I mean, you can literally do anything with the internet. Of course, that doesn't always lead to good things, but on the occasion, some very interesting things pop up, and that's what we're going to talk about today, right after we hear from our sponsor, Anchor. Alrighty, so I figured just for shock value, I would go first this week, and I have a very interesting story that pertains to the future of Star Wars, a franchise that all of us here at the Donut Club podcast are fans of in some way or another. So, I don't know if you guys exactly have heard about this. Teigan has some idea of what's gone on, but everyone here knows Ray Park, right?
Sure.
Absolutely.
He literally is the live-action physical embodiment of Darth Maul, who is a fan-favorite character in the Star Wars franchise, known obviously best for appearing in Star Wars The Phantom Menace, Star Wars The Clone Wars, and Star Wars Rebels. Some interesting news came out last night about Ray Park that might change our views on him, as well as any potential appearances in Star Wars coming up. So, last night, I'm not exactly sure what time, and I didn't actually see this myself, but I did wind up seeing something posted afterwards by his son, and someone DM'd his wife about the situation. So essentially, and it's become a huge meme since, for some reason, because people aren't really taking it seriously. But randomly last night, and he wasn't hacked, Ray Park posted a video on his Instagram, like directly on his feed, not on his story or anything. But he posted a video on his feed of, I believe, his wife giving him a blowjob, which obviously is against guidelines and highly inappropriate.
Whoa, wait. This is like pornography on Instagram, and they actually showed the actual
Yeah,
it's pretty weird.
So it didn't get taken down right away.
Completely different, but
yeah. the story gets way bigger. It's not just a simple, because obviously anybody who follows the NBA knows a couple of months ago Jamal Murray from the Denver Nuggets accidentally posted a video on his Instagram story of his girlfriend doing the same thing. But this case is a little different.
Well, hold on. My question is, why would you even take a video of your wife?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Why is it recorded?
Why
there are plenty of reasons, but so I can
Pornhub or something
I can explain it a little. So essentially what happened afterwards, right? So what happened afterwards is apparently his son, right? Ray Park's son went and posted on Snapchat and Instagram and shit, just kind of going on a tirade about fuck Ray Park. Apparently this situation is weirder than we would think, because his son was pretty much just saying that he's actually a huge douche and is constantly abusive in language and shit like that to his children and wife. And
really?
I wonder if the son did this.
Something happened, and his son accused him, saying that he posted it as a revenge porn thing. And
yeah, I wonder if the son did it. Did he?
No.
Are you saying his wife sort of something happened between him and his wife, and he just posted that?
Something I would assume. Yeah, something I would assume happened between him and his wife. Someone ended up DMing Ray Park's wife and being like, "Hey, I saw this on his feed. What's going on? Did he post that? Was he hacked?" And she's like, "No, he wasn't hacked. He posted that himself." So I'm sitting here thinking,
so she saw it.
So
that's great.
So he posted this as like, essentially he posted this as like a revenge porn thing, and apparently he's low key abusive as hell to his family. And obviously hearing this really, really sucks, because I mean, yeah, Darth Maul is a huge character. You know, we grew up with the prequels and whatnot, but like, I'm pretty sure that if a sequel or spin-off of Solo, a Star Wars story, is still happening, obviously Maul would be a very big part of it. And now anything like that is completely up in the air. And I wanted to bring this up because obviously it's a huge thing for a franchise we like, and I just want to know, like, what do you guys think about that? And I have an idea of like what they can do if they really do want to like be like, all right, we can't have you come back because of this. So like how do you guys feel about this?
Can I speak first? Can I speak first?
Yeah, sure.
Do you remember the whole thing with Johnny Depp and like
that's
true.
That's
like,
true. That abuse stuff and whatnot.
People like the media, like something came out saying like, oh, Johnny Depp is abusing Amber Heard and stuff like that, and it's like he gets fired from Pirates of the Caribbean and like all this crap, and then like turns out it was the other way around. Amber Heard was the one who was being the abuser and stuff like that. So like maybe, I don't know, like I kind of, as part of me thinks like maybe this could be like a little bit of a conspiracy kind of thing where it's like, oh,
that's
like
true,
between him and his son, sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
it's like his son coming out saying like he's an abusive father and stuff like that.
Can I say my
like,
reason why that's...
No, hold on, let me finish. So like, was this like, I don't know if you saw it, Aidan. Did you see the video? Like,
I didn't personally.
I don't
know. It's probably all over the internet.
I mean, it's
probably
saved it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a video of his wife giving him a blowjob. But
okay. I don't know if there's any like, I don't like. I'm not gonna go look it up, obviously, but like maybe I don't know, who knows? Maybe his son was like, we didn't see the video, but maybe his son was maybe his son took the video or something, or his dad forced the son to take the video or something and forced him to...
No, it's like a self shot, like looking down.
It's self shot sort of thing.
I wouldn't make speculations here, but I
I'm not trying to make speculation, but like,
I feel like the situation is different from that though, because
like I'm assuming the wife knew, considering there's a camera. So I don't understand why that'd be revenge porn.
I mean, she also said that she knew about it. Like, she clearly knew about it when she said, "Oh, he posted that himself."
Yeah, it seems.
I feel like that situation is different though than the Amber Heard situation, because it's just like, it's your son versus a crazy girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of think that a son speaking out about his abusive dad is a little more credible than
but
Amber
like, why would the wife allow that? You know what I mean? Does he beat his wife?
I mean, she has no control over what he posts on Instagram. Like,
I'm sure, but like, again, she's his wife. I'm assuming she would have some control of what he posts on his Instagram.
I mean, clearly, she allowed him to film that.
I mean,
so one of
the
things,
bank account.
Apparently some people are trying to, obviously it's probably, hardcore Star Wars fans being like, oh, well, it's okay if she like cheated on him, which even if she cheated on him, technically posting revenge porn is illegal no matter what.
Even on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, anything.
It's kind of without their consent, so yeah, that's illegal.
Yeah, even if it's recorded with, you know what I mean, like if you recorded yourself and another person having any sort of sexual relations, if they're okay with recording it, that's fine. But posting it on the internet is technically illegal in many places.
Yeah, because the consent ends at the video being taken. It doesn't.
Yeah, especially if it is like for revenge porn cert.
Especially on a social media platform.
Yeah,
like that crosses so many lines.
I mean, obviously, in the case that he was hacked, obviously we'd all, I wish him well, that's
right. But if he was hacked, then
that wouldn't
explain the video. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if he was hacked, then that video would not be. Because I'm assuming it's taken through his phone camera.
Yeah, it was probably on his phone. But if he wasn't hacked and it wasn't like I drunkenly posted that, you know what I mean? If he actually posted that as a revenge porn thing,
it could have been both hammered and then
if it was a revenge porn thing, obviously we really can't be but he's Darth Maul though, he should come back. So I actually did see someone post something on Instagram and it gave me an idea, and I thought, you know what? That's not half bad of an idea, so I thought I would also share that with you guys. Someone mentioned that obviously this situation is a bit suspicious and we're waiting on something from Disney themselves and Lucasfilm.
Yeah, that's not good for PR for them, for sure.
Yeah, because they have to deal with that. Someone made a fake statement from Kathleen Kennedy last night that was all jokes, saying that the circumstances of the situation are tough to swallow. Something. It was all joke. It was all jokes about oral sex, and
that's awesome.
But I don't know if I have that on Instagram, but I do have sent to my brother, which I can share with you boys. There is one meme of Disney being, have you ever seen the meme where it's the Terminator hunting the little girl? They just put Disney and Ray Park over those. But anyway,
oof.
Someone proposed they posted on Twitter, but I found it on Instagram. Obviously, if this was a mistake or he was hacked, then obviously we're not condemning him. But
the fact of the matter is, I doubt he was hacked, because if he was taking a video on his phone, there's no way he'd be taking it directly through the Instagram.
No, I mean it's possible because nudes of celebrities have been released.
So I mean, even if he had it recorded and saved in the cloud or something.
Yeah, it's not safe.
Technically, if he got hacked or something. But usually in those cases, they hackers will take the pictures or videos and post them online. This case is it was posted directly to his feed and was on his feed for an hour before it got taken down. And then the stuff
could have been posted
out
without his knowing. That could be.
I
mean, I don't want to make. I don't want to make speculation.
If he got hacked, but from what I understand, from what I can tell,
an hour to take it down.
From what I can
probably
tell,
didn't notice. I barely check my Instagram.
Instagram themselves, will take it down. But I mean, it was late at night when this happened. A lot of people were surprised because they saw Ray Park trending on Twitter, so they thought, "Damn, they must finally be announcing a Darth Maul series or something."
The majority of
you thought
they found it the next morning.
This was literally last night.
Last night.
So if I go on Twitter right now, I'm going to see something about it.
You'll probably see people talking about it if you look up Ray Park.
Ray Park.
You'll see people
wait, hold on. I'm
going
to search Ray Park, and it's going to be the number one thing.
So you'll see people talking about it and memes about it, but someone, it's actually this page called Officially Star Wars. They posted it to their Instagram saying it's pretty much the same thing that I'm saying. Obviously, is that if this is a mistake, there's no way we're condemning him. But if he did this on purpose, regardless, it doesn't seem like something that would fly with Disney themselves.
Can I read these headlines, by the way? Actually, Instagram. Did Ray Park get hacked? Fans confused after strange sexual posts. Was Ray Park's Instagram hacked? And why is the Star Wars actor trending? Was the Star Wars actor Ray Park's social media account hacked? Ray Park's wife says revenge porn allegations are false.
Interesting.
What's Star Wars actor Ray Park shares video of getting they sort of censored the term.
Okay.
Was a huge mishap? ?
Interesting.
Someone definitely saved that video before it was taken down.
Oh yeah, no, there were people that reposted the video of Jamal Murray when that happened to him. So I wouldn't doubt that makes someone
feel a little
probably
better
has
about
it saved
it.
Again.
That would Disney's guidelines and rules, that would never fly.
Yeah,
that still doesn't explain the sun.
Hold on,
coming out of that.
Okay, right. I get that, but still, Disney with its strict, absolutely brick wall strict,
which is wild considering
because
their past.
Disney is mainly for children. Like,
at
proof,
this point, it's
right?
like it's a family-friendly thing, and
Yeah,
obviously videos of getting
company
head on Instagram isn't very family-friendly.
Well, I mean, if it's not his fault though,
movies and TV shows. Either way, it could be. You never know.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to think this is a crazy conspiracy theory. I'm going to say it anyway. What if his son, who released that statement, was getting back at his dad by shaming him on social media?
I mean, either that, or maybe that was
possible.
But
see, that would be very screwed up. But now it kind of like it explains the son sort of because the son is an outlier in this because like he still posted. It's like, oh, my dad's abusive. Yeah. But then we're also seeing something online of articles asking if he was hacked, but also an article saying that his wife is denying that it's revenge porn.
Well, regardless of those allegations, Hunter, because of Disney, like if it was real, like Disney has not done anything about this yet. I'm assuming, right?
As of now,
I'm sure they might
yet
to release a statement about it.
Okay. Regardless of those things, allegations, stuff like that, posts on social media. Like I was saying, with Disney's brick wall strict rules, being family friendly when it comes to their TV shows and movies, he would be fired instantly if that was his fault.
I think he would be suspended pending an investigation.
No, he wouldn't be suspended. He would be fired.
No, they fired James Gunn right away. When
he
fired him on the spot.
He would be fired immediately if that was his fault.
They only brought James Gunn back too because the fans wanted him back. So if this is really a mistake, I mean, I could see fans petitioning to get him.
I could see fans a video like tomorrow explaining it. Maybe
I could see fans petitioning to get him back, even if
it's not. I mean, I don't know if he was actually fired. If there were a Darth Maul series, I doubt they'd go with Ray Park because of the.
Well, see, here's the idea, right?
I have an idea.
I think they would do an animated series with Sam Witwer as Darth Maul because he's definitely become more iconic than Ray Park in my opinion.
One sec.
Darth Maul.
Just one sec. So if they do say, like I think Aidan said, that they could make a spin-off of Solo, right? You said that, right, Aidan?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So do you remember in Rogue One what they did with Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess Leia?
Yeah, they just CGI'd their
faces.
So, like...
They did it again in Rise of Skywalker, but no one complained about it.
That's a lot of money, though.
It looks better. It looks better, but yeah.
I get it. But Ray Park, right? He's freaking Darth Maul. For crying out loud. One of the most iconic villains in all of Star Wars. Okay? Yeah. People lost their shit when he appeared in Solo.
Yeah.
So like
didn't they do a voiceover? Did Sam Witwer do the voiceover for him?
Yes.
Okay, I was just clearing that up. I was just wondering.
Yes.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, Sam Witwer, he is an amazing voice actor in Clone Wars, Rebels, Solo for Darth Maul. Like his voice could be more iconic than Darth Maul. Sure. But
as Darth Maul, not that Darth Maul. Yeah.
Well, fine. But like Ray Park, right? He's the original actor, right? If they put him in another movie, it would probably cost way more for his contract.
Yeah.
Period. Than to CGI his face on another person.
So
that's my idea. Like if they made like if this ends up being his fault and he ends up getting fired, then like they could honestly do that instead.
Honestly, I want to before I judge him more, I just want to hear a statement from him. I mean, anything from anyone else is going to be like, okay,
it's
sure,
it's a bit of hearsay,
but yeah, if it's not coming directly from him, then I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one because like it could be very well many different things. His wife denied it was revenge porn, so it's not that. He could be very well hacked. His son
but
you're
also saying, your son's coming out saying his son is coming out saying, he's abusive, like he deserves this.
I mean, and hell, this could be a way to get back at his dad.
I don't think that
for his son.
I don't think that it's something like that, like because you'd have to go to extreme lengths. You know what I mean? To like do something like that, because that means that you would have to know that your dad has that video to be able to post it.
True, but like, you can you could break into your parents' phone and scroll through what they have.
Yeah, and then he could have been like, "Oh wow."
He probably didn't know that they had it, but he probably scrolled through the phone, try and get some dirt on his dad, and maybe post it online to shame him, to get back at him for being abusive. I mean, it's totally possible.
I mean,
if you post something like that, I mean, that's an outlier in this story. In my opinion.
even if, you know, like, I'd say even if the only thing that is true about it, like, if this isn't like a revenge porn thing, if he didn't post it like intentionally or something like that, I mean, even if the abuse allegation is true, then I could see Disney cutting him. But obviously,
they would probably based
they
on their
do have the fallback of Sam Witwer.
Well, hold on. They even if like it's not his fault, they would still suspend him and put him under investigation to really uncover all this. And then obviously if it is his fault, he would get fired. But if it's not, then those things would be cleared up. I hope it's not his fault.
Yeah. We can hope.
Because he was even a big part in that episode or those 2 episodes.
Yeah,
where
he did the mocap for
for Clone Wars.
I think third to last episode of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But see, here's something. This guy actually proposed that if Maul does return in live action, and regardless of the case, in the case that, because obviously regardless of intent or not, you know, stuff like this doesn't really seem to fly with Disney regardless, despite their really shady history with racism and anti-Semitism and whatnot. He is a character in children's media and followed by younger people. So this is something that could get him in hot water regardless of intent and whatnot. So it would essentially get to the point where he's probably going to be removed.
He might get fired.
Yeah, if they were to make a Darth Maul series, I don't think they would have gone with Ray Park in the first place. I think Ray Park in Solo he was just there for a cameo. If anything,
he really is.
It would be easier to just do an animated series with Sam Witwer, who, in my opinion, is more iconic as Darth Maul because he's played him longer, and also
they're proposing that. This guy's proposing to just make him the live-action Maul, because Ray Park has literally never voiced the character. He's practically just a
few lines in the Phantom Menace. You're right.
No, he didn't even do that.
Line.
He didn't. He was voiced over for that too.
Really?
So
okay.
At this point, I mean,
I think it's because he has an accent or something.
Yeah, he has an accent. He is
he's
straight
Scottish.
He's Scottish. Yeah, so he couldn't do it.
So. Like imagine Darth Maul's walking in talking like a Scot. But anyway, so this guy's pretty much proposing that Sam Witwer might as well just replace him. I mean, he's actually a pretty solid regular actor.
I mean, there's really
he's a solid regular actor outside of just voice acting. And I mean, he's already such a huge part and very beloved part of Star Wars. So I mean, I could see that happening.
Right off that. Like, Disney might just fire Ray Park anyway, because I'm assuming his face was in the video.
I don't think it was. I think it was just like a top-down type of, haha, I'm recording this girl. You know what I mean?
What if it was not Ray Park, but it was his wife blowing a different dude, and then posted on Ray Park's Instagram, and it was maybe thought to have been Ray Park. I'm just making conspiracy because that's me being a clown.
That's not making it any better.
Let's not make allegations. I'm sorry, I take that back.
That to me is way too much. And honestly, that
was a bit screwed up.
As crazy as that is, we'll probably get to another topic, honestly.
At the end of the day, do you guys think that it would probably be the safe move to just be like, if you do want to keep Maul coming back for shit,
if
I were,
in my opinion, I'm giving Ray Park the benefit of the doubt, but when it comes to making a Darth Maul thing, just go with Sam Witwer.
In any regard, really.
Because people nowadays identify Sam Witwer as Darth Maul. I mean, think about it. Darth Maul, Ray Park's Darth Maul, has showed up in not even probably about 5 minutes of the Phantom Menace screen time. Not even, maybe. That Ray Park's version of Darth Maul.
Well, it's a little.
Maybe he had a little more. Maybe he had a little more screen time. he barely had any screen time in the Phantom Menace. He had one cameo in the friggin' Solo movie with Sam Witwer.
Okay, but
voicing
fair,
Walker.
okay,
So like,
to be
if
fair,
anything,
he has
people
been
identify
in-
Sam Witwer as Darth Maul,
he's-
anyways.
okay, we get
He
it.
played Darth
opinion.
Maul,
We get
so
it.
he is
Right.
Darth Maul as well.
They're both.
True.
We get it. They're both
True.
Darth Maul. Okay, that's without question.
But you don't have to have his face either.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But like, it was posted on his social media. If I were Disney, I would just end the contract and see you later.
Yeah, if they want the character back,
because it's just a whole nother distraction Disney has to deal with. So if I were Disney, I would just fire him. You already have another actor that can play Darth Maul.
Yeah, you already have Sam Witwer.
So it's like, okay, if I were Disney, I would say, okay, it's his social media. That was him. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was. But sorry, you're gone. You already have another Darth Maul.
That might be the safest move.
Your job was already You were replaced.
The bullshit Disney's had to deal with Star Wars in the past couple of years. It's just been absolutely fantastic.
It's wild. It's wild that this is even happening.
Anyway, that was a very interesting topic. I was blown away by that.
Yeah, that's why I really wanted to set the mood with that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to lighten things up now. So I know that Teigan wants to go last. So Hunter, Evan, you guys like flip a coin. I know that you've both got something pretty.
Hunter, you can go.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I can go. Well,
yeah, as long as you have it ready.
I have two things, and I'll keep it. I'll make it quick. I'll make the first thing quick. It's related to Star Wars. So I think it was a couple days ago. Star Wars Clone Wars is going to have a spin-off called The Bad Batch.
I'm surprised, honestly, that Teigan wanted to talk about that.
And I am so excited.
I'm very excited for it, but I never expected this.
Me neither. Like, honestly, though, the Bad Batch was a very interesting arc in Clone Wars. Like, they didn't have to put them in there. You know what I mean? They could have gone a different direction in terms of like what they were gonna do. But like, I don't know if you guys watch Rule of Two. It's like a podcast that this Star Wars.
I've seen that.
And they did a podcast on it, and I listened to it.
My bad.
And there's like two things that could maybe happen.
Yeah.
Like, because Star Wars 7 spoilers. I mean, Star Wars Season 7 spoilers. At the end of the show, Darth Vader makes an appearance. If you haven't watched it already, then
well, that's on you.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's been over a month.
It's supposed to take place. At least that's why I'm supposed to take place after.
So like, there's like two things that maybe could happen that they talked about saying, like, oh, like they could, like, did they follow Darth Sidious's Order 66, and did they go hunt down some Jedi, or does this take place, like, apparently, like, with all the canon and stuff or whatever, they're on Kashyyyk at one point.
Yeah,
at the Battle of Kashyyyk.
That was supposed to be
going on, and I guess they're with Master Luminara.
Yeah.
And can I address a rumor? Can I address a rumor about them that was going around before? Like, there was a rumor that they would save Ahsoka from Order 66. It's too bad that didn't happen. That would have been pretty sick if they came back. They clearly didn't, but yeah, that would have been cool.
With Echo being alive and him being experimented on, did he have a chip? Did any of them have a chip because they're Task Force 99? Like, they're defects. Like, they probably defects didn't get chips, but they probably did because they're in action. Like,
I mean, they're very different if you think about it. From
Star Wars Rebels, Master Luminara is quote unquote alive, but they find her and there's only a skeleton remains of her in this prison cell or something. So it's like, maybe the Bad Batch did that, or they didn't hunt down Luminara, or like, does this take place like in the Empire era or whatever? Anyway, super excited for that. I hope the series is as good as Clone Wars, because the Bad Batch, honestly, in my opinion, was one of the best arcs in that season, or in all of Clone Wars.
I mean,
ever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's not talk about that Ahsoka arc.
Yeah, it was kind of boring.
Yeah, and like, Mandalorian sort of thing, whatever. We know we know all that. My second thing, baseball. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit of baseball because I'm a huge baseball fan. And I'm so excited. My Red Sox are playing. They got embarrassed by the Orioles tonight or this afternoon, but
they beat them. They beat them yesterday,
they
though.
beat them 13-2 yesterday, which was awesome to see. Evaldi was really pitched really well, and then they got shit on by them today. But
what was the score?
7-2. Yeah. And especially like with the 60-game schedule, sprint to the finish line.
Losses are going to matter a lot more.
Well, each game matters more now.
Each game matters more. Okay, so I was listening to 93.7 WEEI radio, and
you lose one series and you're in trouble.
Well, I get that. They're in trouble of losing. They're in trouble of losing a series to the freaking Baltimore Orioles.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, dude, the Sox are honestly.
Okay, yeah.
They can honestly get a playoff spot this year if you think about it.
It was 16 teams. They changed the whole rules with the playoffs.
I heard they're playing a lot of bench players too, just in case. Like
they did today. They did today, and they did yesterday.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand, okay, the Orioles won 54 games. 54 games last year. And they were outscored by 256 runs.
I mean, they beat us last year too.
Well, fine.
We don't deserve to make
the end of the season. The Red Sox were bad last year anyways. Like, the pitching staff is absolutely decimated. Okay.
Yeah. I think it sucks though, is because they only have really two definitive like starting quality pitchers.
Yeah, well, that's true. They only have Evaldi, the guy who started today. I forget his name. I don't care. He's a nobody.
Yeah, it wasn't even Eddie.
Erod's out with a heart condition.
Sale's out for the year.
Sale's out for the year.
Didn't he get like Tommy John surgery or something? Yeah.
Anyway, there was this one instance in the game where, and the rosters were expanded to 30 instead of 25, so they can have 5 more players. So that's why they have AAA players on the rosters, and you're seeing a lot of players making their MLB debuts and stuff like that in these first couple of games. But what I don't understand is there was a situation in that game today where they're down like 5-2 in like the 6th inning or 7th inning or something like that, and you throw in a rookie who has never pitched at all in the MLB. He gives up 2 runs and puts the game out of reach. Why don't you go to a veteran reliever like Matt Barnes, who was dominant in like the beginning of the season last season?
Do they still have Keith Hembry? Do they still have him?
Hembry too. He didn't let up any runs. It was the only reliever that let up runs in because was the rookie that they put in.
Yeah, I did hear that they had a couple of new guys on the team this year.
It's like I don't understand. So like anyway, enough about the Red Sox. I was going to talk about some rule changes that happened or stuff like that based on COVID. So obviously 60-game series or 60-game season. So obviously 102 games less than what they normally would play. No All-Star break. So there's going to be a universal designated hitter. So that means
for the National League as well?
So that means the National League has implemented a DH. So the pitchers don't hit.
Oh.
So
I guess that makes everything easier, honestly.
So both leagues are going to have a universal DH. When teams go to extra innings, and this is to speed up the game a little bit, a runner will be placed on second base to start the inning.
Yeah, that's
which is interesting. I'm
a bit rushed. I feel like put it on first base. Second base is in scoring position.
To me,
I know the other team has to score too, but like that's you know.
To me, that's too easy. Like, what if you throw a first pitch fastball right down the middle of the plate, and the guy like cranks it into the gap.
Right, and if both teams keep scoring because of it, then it's just like you're gonna prolong the game anyway. That seems
Like, say it's like a 5-5 ball game going into
I'm so done with
going to the bottom of the 10th inning, and you have a runner starting on second base, and you throw a fastball right down the middle of the plate, and guy hits a double or even if he hits a single, that run scores. Like, I don't like that's making it too easy. I don't like. I see how it speeds up the game, but you're not giving the other teams. You're not giving the opposing team like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
at the same time, it might not, because
Yeah.
you're putting a guy in scoring position. If these teams keep scoring and putting up points on the board, then or runs on the board, then the game's going to be prolonged anyway. Why not put the guy on first base? You know what I mean? Like, why?
It depends on who
scoring
gets up
position?
first too. Because
I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
And there was an instance I wouldn't even have runners on base at all.
Is it a sudden death thing, by the way?
Yes.
Because I know that I know that it depends on if the
Oh,
other
is it if that runner on second scores, then the game's over automatically?
Yes.
Wow.
If the whole
I thought okay. I thought
that is a bit
usually in extra innings the team has to
No, you're wrong. It's like the home team, bottom of the 10th. If the away team scores, the game still continues.
No, I'm talking about like the top of the inning. That's what I'm talking about. The top of the inning.
No. If that run scores, the game's not over. Because
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like, if it's the top of the 10th and there's a guy in second, you hit him. Then then the bottom of the 10th, they hit him in too. You prolong the game. That's what I was getting at.
The same way as if a normal walk-off would happen in a regular situation season.
So the other team just doesn't get up.
Oh my god, you guys keep cutting me off. I'm just gonna stop at this point.
I'm sorry. I'm just confused because what you're saying. It sounded like what you're saying is that both teams get a guy on second base.
Yes, both
unless
teams.
Unless it's only in the bottom of the extra inning.
No, the home team isn't the only one who gets the freaking runner on second base. Everyone gets a runner on second base.
Well, no, that's not what we're disagreeing with. We mean,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's like I feel like that would also prolong the game, because if you get a guy in the top of the 10th, because if you score in the top of the 10th, it doesn't end the game. So if a team and if the away team comes in the bottom of the 10th and they score, it's just going to keep going and going and going, which is why I said, why not put a guy on first base to make it harder for them to score, because you make him have to travel one more base.
I know Hunter said something.
No, Teigan.
Hunter said something where if it really is like a walk-off, though, doesn't that pretty much guarantee the home team an advantage in extra innings?
Kind of got him there, I guess.
I'm not exactly.
Can you stop talking over me, please?
What?
Yeah.
Just stop. I don't want to have to keep.
I'm honestly so done with COVID. I just
like I was going to explain the rules to me, and you guys had me shouting over you, and then people keep coming.
I was just asking for clarification. That's all, because I was just confused.
You were making it worse.
So how exactly does it work?
So every team, doesn't matter if it's home or away, gets a runner on second base. If the runner on second base for the away team scores, the game keeps going. Because same walk-off rules apply for the home team. Like I'm saying, if there was an instance in the Dodgers-Giants game today where there was a runner on second base, there was a ground ball hit to the shortstop, and then the runner on second base made a base running error by going on contact, and he was thrown out trying to take third.
Okay.
So, say the opposing team doesn't score, you put a runner on second base for the home team, and they get a base hit on one pitch, the game's over.
Okay, so it's pretty much just like
the same rules apply. There's just a runner on second base.
Okay,
so,
okay.
If you guys would just listen to me, this would all be cleared up. But anyway, it's not sudden death.
Okay.
Same walk-off rules apply.
Okay,
anyway.
Okay.
Are these rules only for COVID, or are they just?
Yeah, I think it's just for this year.
Is it just for this year? Because I heard, because Evan, I know you're saying it's like you hate COVID and you're so done with it.
Yeah, dude, I want the next season to come. You know what I mean? When a vaccine is hopefully available. You know what I mean? We can actually have fans back.
Yeah, seeing an empty stadium on TV. I was yesterday. I was walking, and we were doing something for someone's birthday, and I saw the game. There was the game on screen, and there was no one in the stadium. It's kind of sad.
It's just annoying, Well, not annoying. Yeah, it is annoying, but it's mostly it's sad because and I'm glad to have baseball back. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. You know what I mean? Because you want to go to a game too. You know what I mean? every year I try to go to a game. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm sure next season we'll have fans again. So, look on the bright side.
Hopefully. I mean, you were talking about us going to a game.
Yeah.
I mean,
just look on the bright side, I guess.
Yeah. Because, dude, I got that memory of us like 3 years ago going to a baseball game. You, your brother, me, and Hunter all going to a baseball game together. And
I've heard a lot of stuff about vaccine stuff. We should be able to go next year.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, no guarantee, but.
So yeah. Hunter unfortunately had to leave early.
Can I have a crisis going on right now.
Well,
so I'm sitting in my No, I know. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Yeah, Hunter, rip.
Yeah, he didn't get to get through the things, but he was asked to get off.
I have a crisis right now because I just moved because I'm sitting in my bed right now because I really have no formal space to sit because we're moving. And it's dark in my room, so I couldn't see. And I moved around and I felt something moist. I know that's not a great term. I felt something moist in my bed, and I have 2 cats.
Whoa!
I have 2 cats, and my cat vomited on my bed, and I rolled in it. And now I have no sheets tonight because I don't think I have a spare.
What a blooper roll moment! That's actually hilarious that happened while we were recording.
I'm not editing this out. Like I'm gonna keep this. Dude, my cat legit. I have my headphones in. I'm monitoring my voice. I didn't even feel her. I didn't even feel her friggin' throw up. Like what? And now my legs are just full of cat puke. Oh.
Well,
I'm gonna power through. I'm gonna power through.
Okay.
I'm powering through. Don't worry, it's just a little vomit. It's not gonna kill me.
I have one quick thing to address about Hunter's topic that he brought up before he had to leave, particularly the Bad Batch thing.
Sure.
So a lot of people do think that we're gonna get the unfinished like Kashyyyk arc from that was supposed to happen in the Clone Wars before it got canceled and just didn't get put in season 7. So we're probably gonna see some of that. And there is also a theory that the Bad Batch goes on to be the Scar Squadron stormtroopers because there's a lot of similarities. But obviously, we can't go too in depth about stuff like that because we don't know a lot. They practically just announced the show and then everyone got excited and that's it. So now that we pretty much really don't have much to go on aside from baseball is really weird this year, Evan, what is your interesting thing from across the internet?
So pretty much all I've come across is the Xbox presentation that happened 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're watching this, it's been 3 days ago. But
that was 3 days ago. Oh shit!
Well, it will be.
It was 2 days ago, as of recording.
Yeah,
I've been so busy. I haven't been keeping
up.
When
they're watching it, but
oh right.
Yeah, they announced a lot of games. I personally think PlayStation did a far better job, but Xbox did announce some cool stuff. Like we obviously knew about Halo, but there's been some complaints about that. With the graphics not looking as good as everyone hoped for.
Yeah.
You guys agree? What do you think?
Well, we did have a conversation about this earlier. For the sake of not arguing, I originally argued that I sort of thought that it was somewhat on the console, but I do understand that the game is definitely not as polished as I thought. It definitely gave me some Halo Reach vibes. I saw the assault rifle and I'm like, wow, that looks like the assault rifle model from Reach, Halo Reach. But I did watch the video you sent me with the pop in. I think that's the term.
Yeah.
And yeah, that the game needs to render. It didn't render properly. Yeah.
I think it's being held back because of the Xbox One version.
Well, yeah, and I mean honestly,
I don't think it should be launching on a different console. I think it should be.
It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be.
Series X exclusive. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like this should be because like Forza.
It's ridiculous.
Clearly said,
and sure, you make the argument. You make the argument that it's nice. You can play it. You don't have to buy the console day one.
Yeah.
But
that's
but
poor
the people that do
marketing.
buy it
That's
day
poor
one
marketing.
are gonna be mad
that
because they're
also
not getting
means
what they're paying for.
Yeah, because that means I can go buy like an Xbox One for like $150 and be able to play Halo
exactly,
Infinite.
you can get the
Like
same game.
they just lost money, you know?
Yeah,
they lost a shit ton of money.
Marketing strategy with this is tough too, because if you think about it, they pretty much promised a couple weeks ago. They're like, yeah, technically you won't need to buy a Series X for 2 years because all of the games for the first year or two are supposed to be released on both the Xbox One and the Series X.
They legit screwed themselves.
They practically broke that promise right away in this presentation.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous what Microsoft is doing.
Forza isn't backward. Like Forza's not going to be backwards compatible at all. It's on, like the new Forza is going to be on Series X, not Xbox One. And I think
like a lot of
game,
Xbox players do it for the next Halo game too.
If you're gonna go back on that promise, why would one of the games not be Halo?
What was the official promise?
Right, because
they pretty much officially stated that you technically wouldn't need to buy the Series X because they plan on releasing pretty much all major titles on both that and the Xbox One.
See, that's it. Because like honestly, I feel like in this totally speculation. This is not based on any numbers that I saw, but I feel like the majority of Xbox players have an Xbox to play Halo. I mean, like Halo is an Xbox exclusive. That's definitely a big
reason. Yep,
it's a big reason to have an Xbox to play Halo. Like it's a great game, and the fact that they just pulled that stunt and said, "Oh, well, you can play it on the previous gen," like this is a Madden football game like 5 years ago where you could play it on the previous gen console. You kind of screwed yourself there, because then a lot of people are going to be like, I mean, sure, some people are going to be like, oh, like I want the better graphics. But then also other people are like, well, if I can just buy this game and not spend the extra friggin' I'm exaggerating here, like this friggin' $600 on a new console, like screw that. I'm just gonna buy the game and play it on the current console I have.
And here's another thing, people are gonna buy the PlayStation 5 and just keep the Xbox One that they had. You know what I mean?
At that point,
to get the PS5 exclusives that are exclusively on PS5, you cannot play them on the PS4.
Yeah.
Oh, Microsoft, you're a bunch of clowns, dude. You're gonna lose a crap ton of money. You're gonna lose the PlayStation again. That's ridiculous. I didn't even know that.
I think in all honesty, because like when we were talking about like the final sales earlier, technically the PS3 did wind up selling like just over 1.5 million more units.
Yeah, they did, and it was very, very close. But
it was super close, I think, because they fixed their mistakes by the end. Because one of the big issues with the PS3 is that it was supposed to be like
$600.
Yeah, it was $600. It had the Blu-ray. It was supposed to be really powerful, but it also like overworked itself, and they'd overheat and whatnot. So like they fixed that with the slim models, which is something that you again see with like
thing still sounds like a jet engine sometimes. I have a slim and it's
Dylan's out here saying that his PS4 Pro doesn't sound loud with the fan, but
the PS4 Pro,
the PS4 Pro, I've heard the PS4 Pro is worse than the original PS4 with how the fan is, but
isn't the fan bigger? I mean, it's a much more massive console.
Dylan also does have like a fan running in his room wherever he is. Like,
I mean, true. His room is like cooler than most people's rooms.
He wouldn't hear it, but like, I mean, that like they fixed their issues, and I think that's why they passed them at the end. But it seems that in the actual time span, the 360 did dominate sales because it was cheaper. Everyone was.
Well, also like I think because Call of Duty was really popular too on the 360.
Call of Duty blew up and it helped.
Yeah.
Well, they also had the exclusive partnership.
They got it a month. They got the game a month earlier.
It wasn't the games. It was like all the DLCs.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Still. Now it's like they get them a month early, but like now they have a deal with Sony for PlayStation, but everything only comes out like a week early on PS4, which is either way it's very ridiculous.
My thing is Xbox. They didn't do it obviously to be mean. You know what I mean? Like it's obviously a nice thing that you can play Halo Infinite on your Xbox One. Like that's not mean. It's just the problem is it's not
generous.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's not smart. You know what I mean?
It isn't.
First of all, the game is obviously, if you watch the gameplay, it is obviously held back.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm sort of wanting. You guys were speculating. It's like, oh, this could have been gameplay on an Xbox One rather than a Series X, and now I'm starting to believe you.
Yeah.
Like they sent a pretty shitty demo.
Even if
it was called the Xbox Series X games reveal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be Xbox
Yeah.
One. I think it's just held back.
Yeah.
Because of the Xbox One version.
Well, I have a question for you now. Because these games are not because these main title games are gonna be available on the Xbox One, are you still gonna upgrade to the Series X? Because I know you said you wanted to get both.
I'm probably gonna wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have an Xbox One X. It's not even the worst Xbox One.
You have like the best. You have the best previous gen Xbox right now.
So there's really no point.
Right. Yeah. That was my question, because like I feel like a lot of Xbox players are going to share that sentiment with you. It's like there's no point.
Yeah, they don't. It's not like they have many.
They do, but it's just really stupid.
Yeah,
they don't really have. They don't have many standout like titles that are, I guess, quote unquote Xbox exclusives, because obviously they have the whole PC thing now. But like they don't have a lot of standout titles these days. Like
yeah.
I mean,
you know, they got some decent ones. Like I'm not gonna lie, they got Forza. That's decent.
Obviously, Halo has always been a great franchise, but like
Gears of War, people like.
Gears of War was good, but there's
how
many more Gears?
Which looks kind of cool.
No, that's true.
Well, I mean, the only way I see Xbox really outselling PlayStation at this point is if they sell their console for like $200.
Yeah, they have to
they have to sell it that cheap if they're gonna be PlayStation at this point. Because if you set all your games previous gen,
PlayStation. They have to.
That's ridiculous.
Afford to make
that's not a good business model.
I mean, more expensive. They can't do that.
Yeah.
Especially when the PlayStation 5 is coming in two versions, one of which is like $50 to $100 cheaper than the main version.
Exactly. Yep. They have to undercut PlayStation.
At least that's the speculation. We don't know for sure, but
I mean, at least because that's the version I'm gonna get. I hope it's not more expensive because it's all digital. Like but I have a feeling it was cheaper.
Then the PS5, I'm gonna laugh so hard. It's gonna be
it's gonna be stupid because people are gonna be like, oh, I can play all these new titles. Like that are all these new popular titles on the Xbox One.
Yeah,
then I can just go buy the PS5 and then be able to play both. Because it's just like,
to be fair, I think the original Xbox was also, it might have been more powerful than the original PS4. But they overbet on themselves with it because it was the first Xbox with Blu-ray and all that, because like the 360 literally could only play HD DVD. It could not play like HD DVD 2 by the time that
Wait, are you saying the original Xbox was able to play Blu-ray?
No.
What?
No, the Xbox One.
No, the Xbox One.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, wait, what?
The original
Xbox One.
What?
The PS4 is more powerful than the Xbox One. The original,
it might
both
be.
base one.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No wonder they lost. They charged $100. They charged $100 more for something that's worth less.
Yeah,
for a less powerful console and that had less exclusives.
When you compare the Xbox One X to the PS4 Pro, the Xbox One X has a slight advantage.
I don't get what Microsoft is doing here. I really don't. Hearing all this information, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
Honestly,
it's very odd.
For a second.
Like you'd think that this is like, sorry, Evan. You think this is like what you think these games would sell your console a lot more because you're releasing them only for the next gen. That's like what I feel like I see when, you know, companies are like, oh yeah, we'll exclusively put this on the next gen to help PlayStation out, but to also help ourselves out, because people are going to want to play our game, but they're also going to have to buy the next gen console to play it. So both companies profit there. What Microsoft doing is blatantly stupid. I don't get it. Evan, you go.
So, oh my god. Let me just get back to my train of thought. Yeah, so these games, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie, if Xbox kept these off of PC, not, you know what I mean, like doing Halo Infinite on the Xbox One at all, You know what I mean? Keeping them only on the Xbox Series X. You know what I mean? Halo Infinite, State of Decay 3, all these games solely on an Xbox console, they would give PlayStation a run for their money.
Yeah. I agree with that, and I'm also wondering,
you know
like, why the hell? I mean, I know Microsoft is more of a computer company, but why make your console suffer by allowing people to be like, oh, well, I already have a computer, like a PC. I don't need to buy an Xbox to play this game. I can just get the game for $60, and now Microsoft is out $400 or however more expensive, or however expensive the
they're
the
already
console is.
they're already going to be losing money on their investment if they try to.
Well, yeah, already because of COVID, people are going to be
not
a
even
little.
that. 'Cause people can order their Xboxes and whatnot online, but like
True,
they're already apparently planning on undercutting Sony's price for the PlayStation 5. So if they do that, they're already technically losing money because these consoles
they might have to sell them for more.
These consoles are probably realistically worth like $600. But you know for a fact that you know that they're worth it, but you also know that neither company is going to charge that much because people are
and no one's going to want to. I mean, people are going to pay for it, but not as many people are going to
pay. People are going to pay for it regardless. But like a lot of
not
people are also
going
to.
I think
a lot of people are also going to be a bit hesitant. I mean,
True.
I think with these games though, it's just like I think Halo is probably going to be fine when it launches. But like
Halo's going to be, they have 4 months to polish it.
I think it's going to be fine.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
But I think one of the problems I think with both presentations in general is that obviously I don't think every game revealed is an exclusive. Like I know that they probably weren't for Sony. Maybe they were, but
were a lot of them. I know Sony did.
I believe
release a good amount of third-party games, but
I believe a lot of the ones though revealed from Microsoft are Xbox exclusives. One that I'm kind of sad about is Obsidian.
Really not to the next gen.
Obsidian had the game development company Obsidian. They're known, I think, best for starting the Fallout franchise and making Fallout New Vegas, as well as recently the Outer Worlds. They had 2 reveals showing the Outer Worlds, like an expansion to it, and then they revealed a game called Avowed, which looks really good. So I'll be sad if that's an exclusive. But I mean, I think the games are going to be fine by launch, but obviously it's not really a great look right now.
Yeah, I don't. Evan's having some technical issues.
Okay.
People are leaving left and right. Oh God. Yeah, I really hearing this. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a phrase. Everyone has their reasons. Sure, Bill Gates has more money than anyone could ever want. So, I mean, I don't think he would care how many Xboxes his company sells. But I mean, why? Like, I just don't get it. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. That's the selling point of most consoles is the new games. And if you put, I mean, sure, sometimes you put it on the previous console to make more money. I mean, the Madden games, for example, by EA were the graphics were horrible. Horrible on the, they downgraded those games so much on the, and I know this because I've had previous next gen Madden games and they run terribly on the old console. And yeah, sure, it's making a couple extra bucks, but this doesn't make sense.
Like when they did Madden 25 and it was on both generations.
Because at this point the Xbox One is already out and it has been out for a while, and they released this game on Xbox One, but they also put it out because that's completely different because it's the Xbox One has already been out, so they don't lose any money on their new consoles. They just want to make a couple extra bucks.
I mean, but I feel like AAA. I feel like for like AAA titles that are like all like the EA Sports games and Call of Duty, like stuff like that releases yearly, it makes, I think, a little more sense for them to, do a double system release at launch of a new console. But looking at what is happening, and I actually did see a little news about Halo Infinite. Apparently, Halo Infinite is supposed to be representative of the next 10 years of the franchise. I'm pretty sure this is directly from like one of the people from the producers, so they're pretty much possibly going to be adding on to this game.
Well, yeah, I'm an avid follower of Halo. I've been a fan of Halo ever since my friend introduced me to Halo Reach when I was in middle school. I thought Noble Six was Master Chief at one point, but anyway. Well, yeah, because I was just new to the franchise. But yeah, that actually excites me because I was a huge fan of Halo Wars 2, and the fact that
supposed to be connected somehow, apparently.
Yeah, and how they're connected, and I looked up because technically this is a I think Microsoft or not Microsoft 343 sort of I don't know if this is a direct verbatim quote. This is more of a spiritual reboot of the franchise, meaning it's still going to continue off of Halo 5, which I'm happy about because it means that they're not going back
ignore it,
just anything that happened in Halo 5. They're just going to move on, which is good. Star Wars didn't do that, which I'm a little upset that they didn't, but I'm glad that Halo's doing that. That's why I'm glad that Halo's doing that. Yeah, because I'm happy they're tying in Halo, because a lot of people want a separate Halo game between Jerome and Isabel, the Spartan 2 and the AI in Halo Wars 2, the main Spartan and main AI. Actually, there's only one AI, but yeah, I'm hoping they show up in this game, and I'm liking how they're sort of combining these two games and making it into one coherent story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I like that they're finally bringing everything together and not just ignoring the stuff that people didn't like, which actually I'm kind of, hoping is something that doesn't happen with other franchises. I hope they're not just going to be like, oh, well, people didn't like it, we might as well just retcon it out of existence and whatnot, because that's not really how you make good quality product. But I think Halo, they obviously are on a plot for redemption. I know from my experience seeing stuff, and even like I talked to my brother about it because he's played all the games, and he's like, I mean, they're not as bad as people say. Like, it's different.
Yeah.
But like, he's like 4 and 5 aren't even like that bad. It's just that they're different.
I really liked 4. I think that was the first Halo game besides Reach that I played.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people were just upset that you play as a character other than Master Chief in Halo 5.
That was the main complaint, other than the art style, which they're going back to in Halo Infinite.
Which is one of the. Actually, it looks like they're combining the two, which is actually really good.
Yeah, it did seem that way. Yeah,
like they're taking like the more classic designs, but making them like a little more realistic. Because I think they went super realistic in Halo 4, upgrading the armor completely, but now it looks like they've got Master Chief's armor back to like the classic style, but also still like detailed. I view it
as it's a blip. It was a blip, I think.
Yeah,
just a blip.
It's like a hey, let's take what worked from these games and then make it feel like one of the old games. So I'm excited to see what they do. And I guess we lost Evan mid recording, so
yeah.
I guess we might as well just move on to your bit, because obviously you can't offer any more input here.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna have a whole well, I guess technically I kind of have to put this all together.
You and I.
It's too bad, because I wanted everybody to be a part of this to hear this.
Just the sheer magnitude of what's going on.
Right, because it's crazy.
Yeah.
There was a story that happened. Aidan and I already talked about this, so I'm not going to ask you if you heard about it. But there's a story that happened last year in January about this kid that was very much was a victim of fake news, and basically, well, yeah, it's really benefiting him now. So basically, I guess the Spark Notes of the situation. If people still use Spark Notes, I have no idea. That was a lifesaver in high school. But anyway, Spark Notes, a video came out. It was a very, very short video of a bunch of white kids wearing Trump hats, Make America Great Again, and this Native American man, he was banging his drum, sort of breaking a personal boundary with this kid, and this kid was sort of just standing there. It looked like he was smirking, but I guess he was more smiling. And, he just looked like a douchebag in the eyes of the people, or the media, I would say. Yeah. And the media jumped on this. They had a field day with this, because, if the media sees this, it's like, oh, this is more controversy against Trump. Let's go after it. Let's do it. Right? White kid wearing a Trump hat.
Smug-looking white kid in a Make America Great Again hat at a Native American rally.
Right.
It added up to a total disaster.
Oh, that was bad.
Someone posted the videos on Twitter. And
I read that a bunch of anonymous accounts were making it go viral too. Yeah. And then it went on YouTube. It went on YouTube as well, and it blew up on YouTube. I think that's where I saw it, was YouTube, actually. Maybe it was Facebook.
The kid was pretty much just accused of being like a racist white supremacist.
Oh yeah.
And that hit the news and like the major news outlets. Well, I mean, not Fox, because they're the one.
Yeah, Fox was defending this kid. I'm pretty sure.
So like all the other news stations were like parading the story about this kid.
I think I saw an interview with him on Fox News. If I'm not mistaken.
Where he was on his side. But I mean, what's wild is that eventually, like, more videos showed more of what happened.
Yeah. So apparently, that wasn't the whole picture. There was a lot missing from the before and after of the event, because the thing about the media, and I don't mean to be political here, but I'm just spewing facts, is that the media likes to make a narrative. They see this, they don't care about the context. They only care that it's like it's a Trump supporter. Not to mention that this kid was 16 at the time. He's still a minor. He's 17. Yeah. This happened a year ago, maybe over a year ago. The kid was 16. They didn't care he was a kid. They just cared that he was a Trump. He was wearing a Trump hat. So it's like, get back. It's like a way to crap all over Trump. And so apparently what happens, and they hired. The school actually had to shut down for a day because they've been getting death threats.
Yeah,
they were afraid for the kids' safety.
People were calling to dox the kids, which is illegal.
Yeah, they were gonna dox the kids. It was just horrible. And honestly, I saw that and I was like, dang, like this kid. I know what it looks like. Like it looks bad
it looks bad.
It looks really I'm like, wow, what a douchebag. Like I'm looking at this kid and he's like, this guy's like, I had no idea there was the Indigenous Peoples March, because I guess that was the first ever Indigenous Peoples March to sort of bring to light the issue that Indigenous people have to deal with. But I guess also because the reason the kids were there is there was it was like a pro-life march. Oh no! It was a pro-life march.
But they are also from like a Catholic school, by the way.
Right? Yeah, it was a Catholic school, and these kids are from a Catholic school, and they were attending the I forget what kind of it was like a pro-life march, some sort of march. It happened it happened the same day, and the kids were attending it. And I guess there were allegations of the kids chanting "Build that wall," but then CNN was looking over it and they couldn't. It wasn't audible in the video footage. But anyway, apparently there is this group, this hate group, called the Black Hebrew. What was the last term? It was
the Israelites.
Yeah, the Black Hebrew Israelites.
They were there.
These guys are really horrible people.
Yeah, they
were right. They hate everybody, including the people that they identify with, which just doesn't make any sense to me. Like you're black, you hate on black people. You're also Hebrew, and you hate on Jews. Like why? Doesn't make sense.
These guys are like if you took the KKK, but made them all black, and then they also hate, like, you know what I mean? But they
also hate their own race and white people. Yeah,
like they're like if you took white supremacists, but then also made them hate white people.
Right.
They literally just hate everybody.
Like, apparently they were, before the encounter happened, they were harassing people,
throwing out
yelling out
slurs.
sexist, racial slurs, and apparently, because they hate everybody, these kids, this happened in like a plaza outside the Lincoln Memorial. These kids came around, and these guys started yelling racial slurs at them, and these kids were taken aback by it, like, whoa, hey, easy there. And the kid, his last name was Sandman. I think his name was Nick Sandman.
Nick Sandman, I think.
Nick Sandman, with two N's. He explained the whole situation, because he's saying that none of this is true. The media is just painting a false narrative of these kids being racist to this. But apparently,
video came out backing that up.
It cleaned it up. Like, there's this hate group that was, and they riled up the kids. And then, the Indigenous Peoples March was just ending. So, you got these kids responding to this hate with their own school's haka. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like a warrior's cry. Yeah, they had their own haka. They had their own like school spirit chant type of thing. They were responding with that. So, you have this Native American guy who was attending I'm not going to name names. He was attending the march. He's an activist. This guy lied in the interviews, actually, and apparently this guy is a nuisance. He's gotten into trouble. No, he's gotten into trouble. Like, there's been stuff that came out about him where he's not actually like the best person when it comes to, because I guess later after this whole debacle, he went to a church and wanted, like, during mass, and wanted to, like, disrupt the whole thing, and maybe it was in protest of this, but he's done some questionable stuff in the past. He saw it get to a boiling point where and he wanted to intervene, and that's where he that's where he started banging the drum and singing, and then the kids started surrounding it, and then that's where people started recording the video.
Got the video.
And after all of this, with all this fake news, the private investigator comes in, exonerates the kids, yada yada yada. There's a bunch of celebrities and politicians getting into this, like shaming these kids, and now, and I was just on Google, I saw this article recommended. This kid sued the Washington Post, and I thought that it was only the Washington Post, but it was not the Washington Post.
No.
He sued the Washington Post for $250 million for defamation and libel.
And they settled for it.
I mean, we don't know if it was $250 million, but they came to a settlement. But that's not all. He also sued CNN and NBC Universal for $275 million each. $800 million in lawsuit settlement fees. What the hell?
They also
getting a little patchy there at the internet, but yeah, apparently the other kids were suing some journalists. And politicians and celebrities
with how
as well.
Wild this whole thing is, because the first videos came out and these kids
they were getting all these death threats and stuff. He was everywhere. Like the media didn't care. It was a child. They went that far to like ruin this kid's life.
The problem was that they ran the story.
Oh yeah, they ran
the story without knowing the whole story, and then it came out that this kid isn't just some smug racist.
Yeah, and apparently some of the kids that were there were also suing people, and I guess Elizabeth Warren got off because she has some sort of immunity of her like 1.0000 times 1,000.
I don't know if it's
0.00 times 1,001% Native American. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if it's because of that, but
I mean, she's also a senator, so I mean,
like a lot of, but like the big companies, if the amounts are actually correct, this kid's
set for life.
This kid just settled. I mean, they practically slandered this kid for months.
And actually, apparently, I found out that Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, owns the Washington Post, and he's suing them for the amount that Jeff Bezos bought the company for. So like that's just insane to me because some of the kids are also suing these celebrities for. And do you know the amount that they're suing them for? It's between 1.4 and $1.8 million in total between all these journalists and celebrities. It's just insane to me. It's like, I mean, yeah, they practically tried to ruin your life. I mean, I'd want that much money if these news agencies wanted to like ruin my oh my god, I can't speak. I'm having a stroke. Reputation. I'm having a stroke right now, I swear. Reputation. That's a lot of you're almost a billionaire, kid. I mean, maybe it was more, maybe it's less. I was looking up all the events to sort of like refresh myself because I remember it was coming back to me, but it was a long article. But the Wikipedia page mentioned all the people sort of tweeting stuff. People started deleting tweets. People started deleting their social media accounts because they were getting harassed and shamed for prematurely like going after this kid to try and this is a 16-year-old. A 16-year-old and like I think it was either the governor of Kentucky, because I guess this is where these kids are from, said it did make a smart response and said, I'm not blaming the kids, I'm blaming the parents. Sure, that's a pretty good response. And I guess the Native American guy still believes that they were mocking Native Americans, and he still has a lot to apologize for. But
I mean,
800 million, almost a billionaire, set for life. Yeah. Like this kid is. I don't know, dude. It's just crazy. A year ago that this happened. I totally forgot about. I don't know if a lot of people still remember this happening, but
no, yeah, I had kind of been in the back of my head, like I hadn't thought of it in a while.
I haven't thought about it since when it happened.
I remember starting to see the stuff that was saying, "Oh, well, this is like you didn't see that like this is actually the full story."
Yeah.
And I mean,
NBC wanted to throw the case, get their case thrown out. Yeah. But the judge denied it. The judge denied it.
I mean, they're a major. At the end of the day, they were a major news organization that slandered a 16-year-old kid's name apparently because
and actually,
they didn't have the full story.
The case was almost thrown out with Washington Post because of the statement that they gave to the judge in filing the lawsuit, but they revised it, and the judge still stands by on 30 out of 33 of the words used, but there were some of the words like he wouldn't let the Native American guy leave, he was being like intimidating or something like that or whatever. I don't know what, something on those lines, and it got brought back to court. Dude, and they settled, and it was just ridiculous to me.
All I gotta say is that I don't understand how a grown man that has like a drum in his hand is afraid of a 16-year-old. I mean, granted, he's like, you could say mob mentality, but at the end of the day, we don't like to get political.
I mean, this wasn't. I mean, that wasn't.
This is literally just because the sheer amount of money, just the sheer amount of money involved in this.
800 million. That's
potentially $800 million. I mean, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's kind of why this was a standout thing that we brought up. And at the end of the day, if that's the case, if this is all true, this kid is actually innocent. I think that's one of those things that's going to wind up having a ripple effect somehow. So,
yeah.
I mean, at least now, with the evidence proving in his favor, we are probably going to see, he's probably going to get a second chance with a lot of stuff because he's 17. So he's a school year away from being in college. And
if a normal person like me forgot about it, then I'm sure a lot of people
being labeled a racist across the entire media, though, wrongly labeled, of course. If you're actually a racist, then you probably deserve any punishment you get. But I know that like a girl that went that just graduated from a high school in Massachusetts said some stuff about like cops deserving to die or something like that.
Oh, didn't she lose her scholarship or something?
She lost her college acceptance and whatnot.
Yeah.
As a result, like, I mean, if you're wishing death and spreading hate, I mean, you probably deserve whatever punishment you get. Maybe not like actual death yourself, but
yeah, sure.
You know, you deserve. Like, if someone's gonna take something away from you, you probably deserve it. If you're getting suspended from school, then you probably deserve it. But in a case like this, where it comes out that the mass media reported essentially an incomplete story, and it could have had huge negative effects on you, then by all means, this kid.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that people were retracting their statements, and apparently the statement released by the school, the priest that released the statement, or the head of the school, he was practically bullied to release a statement like that. And they retracted it a little while later, and they hired a personal investigator from a private investigator company, and they exonerated the kids. And the truth speaks wonders. So hopefully it didn't affect him too much. Well, I guess it did, because he got $800 million supposedly.
He's looking at being potentially $800 million richer.
Yeah.
So now, we've covered as much as we could interesting things across the internet. And I guess that's it. We've got really nothing more to say. So we hope anyone who's listening enjoyed the show. We definitely enjoyed making it. Obviously, we had some slight issues losing a couple of our members early, but things happen. We will move on and continue to work. Again, we thank you for listening, and you can always catch us every Sunday. On many places. We obviously upload first to Anchor, but I feel like most people are probably going to see us on Spotify. So if you do happen to listen to us on Spotify, feel free to give the show a follow on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts as well, if that happens to be where you're listening. We have a Discord server where we not only record the podcast, but frequently hang out. So, if anyone wants to join, that's completely free. We have an invite link in the description of pretty much every episode. And you can also follow our Facebook and Twitter pages, the Donut Club Podcast, on both. And that will give you the ability to get updates from us on our podcast. We share our episodes there and just general updates. Anyway, so that's pretty much the show. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
See ya.